Hello, my good peoples. Okay, they should be back anytime, but I'm looking for something for you guys. Hold on. Okay, people, this is one thing I wanted you guys to watch. This, they're talking about Captain Penny Phelps. This is why she's not on this case no more. Hold on. We're going to listen. There we go. She didn't know she was being recorded.
We're sitting on a job site.
Let's hold on, we can grab and talk right now. I want to do the line and get all that first.
Help out you, because you get an idea.
We'll see how that goes, but I'll let you know. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I appreciate it. Where's that?
Huh?
Where's that?
Again, I have this message in my car.
You know, the 10 officer shot, where they're doing a homicide follow-up?
Is that going for Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
It was homicide calculation on Pennsylvania.
well,
One's not happy with David Smith.
okay.
They were supposed to be coordinating and talking. One acknowledged that they were going to sit at the job site where Roosevelt is in Watts, because Detroit was supposed to come to the job site. David Smith's team agreed that they would go look for him on Stack Island, and if either team found him, they would tell the other team. Zorro had no idea that David Smith had eyes on this guy. I said, we'll take it up with David Smith. That's not us. So they're going to scoot from the job site and go to help them keep eyes on Detroit. But I think I'll get a hold of Lee Malone and see if he can hang in the area and then just be the traffic stop, so we don't have to worry about a road patrol person. And then David Smith and company can just go direct with Lee and let Lee take care of the traffic stop, and we've got to line the whole shit. So I'm just trying to get a phone number. Begin.
Meantime, no, we should start. Do we know what time we'll get? Was that how to put? As soon as we're ready, I'll call.
Otto also knows this thing. My grumpy old man, can I use you again today? Can I use you? Use you? What are you doing? Are you doing a rhetoric? Stupid next to that time sensitive stuff. Okay. You know the apartments that we were looking at on 2nd Avenue? Or where? Yep. David Smith and his team are down there, and Juan and his team are going to go creeping in there. Our prime suspect, Detroit, the big black guy, is staying in one of those rooms that you can only get to from the back side of the warehouse. You can't access the rooms from the front. so it's on the backside of Second Avenue. What I want you to do is be a marked unit in that area, and when Detroit gets on his bike and wheels away from there, I want you to make a legitimate traffic stop for him right down the wrong side of the road or wheeling through a stop sign, and I want you to write him a ticket so I can get his phone number. By taking you a ticket. A handwritten ticket. Just do a handwritten ticket. You don't have a ticket book? Let's see. Go direct with the road patrol unit and get somebody. Oh, they're not gonna have a ticket book either. They're gonna have all the time. Well, let's do this. You hang out, make.
I ran out because I didn't want to be late, and he's doing the favor, the courtesy of blasting copies for Mr. Tucker and for your honor.
Okay, well, that's too bad because I hate to start deliberations too late. I really have never liked that. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but I was thinking we'd start at like 2, maybe the instructions take 45 minutes. Jurors start deliberating at 3, that's reasonable. If we got to spend a lot more time fine-tuning these instructions, we're going to start deliberations later and later, which only means the potential to be here later or to carry over till tomorrow becomes more possible. But so what? The bailiff is making copies now?
Judge, the other option the court would have, I don't know how the court feels about it, send the jury home and we'll start fresh tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm not necessarily adverse to that, with a couple of caveats. I do have that docket tomorrow morning, the arraignments, and there might be something else special set and motion calendar, so that goes from 8:45 to. Oh, you're right. We have inmate plea.
Yeah, no arraignment.
Oh, the arraignments are Friday. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Okay, well, that's then more flexible. If we've got inmate plea, that actually would enable me to just, set those cases back, let's say an hour, and unless we instruct the jury now and start deliberations tomorrow, or you instruct the jury tomorrow and start deliberations, or we just forge ahead. I'm happy to consider any of those options.
Judge, given the importance, and again, I apologize for your honor, given the importance of the accuracy of the instructions, it would be the state's preference to send the jury home for the evening, and let's have a charge conference, and let's agree on what the actual instructions, any further changes, and I will come in with a perfect copy of instructions in the morning. We can instruct the jury and then have them deliberate after your morning session.
Or a perfect copy later this afternoon.
Perfect copy later this afternoon.
And so what's your input on this question, Mr. Tucker?
I would like, again, we were talking about it is very important. The jury instructions are very important. And if the state feels they want to add things to what we already have, yeah, I'm going to want to take a look at that. And we're going to have to go over that. And I would agree with the state at this point,
Well, okay, that's reasonable. Here is.
It's going to take some work, Your Honor. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, I understand. Here's what I try to avoid. We've spent, the better part well, now it's 2.5 weeks, let's just say. Now, if we go over these and make some modifications, and I give them, maybe the jury goes out at 3:30. So it's already 2/3, 3/4 of the day. And then we're going to ask these people to deliberate over the dinner time. To me, that's not ideal. It's more ideal to give them a fresh start. They have the whole day in front of them, basically, and there's not that same pressure of time and fatigue. That's,
I would agree, Your Honor, because look, considering it's, it definitely involves my life here. I don't want them rushing to make a judgment just because they want, because they're here late. I don't want them to do that. So,
neither do I.
I would agree.
And to the extent that we can manage things to avoid that, I'm all in favor of it. So I think and I understand the state would be in favor of that also. They come in, I once again apologize, explain my thinking and reasoning, and tell them to come back 9 a.m. tomorrow. In the meantime, I will just have my office communicate with the attorneys who are representing the defendants who have inmate plea tomorrow. I can either set it off to the afternoon or put it on start at 10 o'clock, and we'll instruct the jurors tomorrow morning, and they can deliberate all they need. Okay. They're in the jury room. If you ask them to come in,
This is crazy. Just think if it was Ty that did this, they'd be yelling at him. But it's okay for the state to change everything at the last minute when they've had 3 weeks to do it. Just saying.
thank you. Please be seated, members of the jury. Welcome back to the courtroom. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. We had a full session this morning with the closing arguments, and I laid out for you what I, in good faith, believed was a feasible and prudent schedule. Unfortunately, I'm going to change that schedule. And I don't even know if I should say unfortunately, other than I don't like to say things and not carry through, but sometimes circumstances dictate such. As I explained, the next step is going to be to give you the law that's instructing the jury. After that, you would start your deliberations. Looking at the instructions and what remains to get them in proper order, I don't believe that you would start your deliberations till anywhere 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I think that's too late. I don't think that's the best way to have you start jury deliberations. We've been here for, 2.5 weeks now? You've received a large quantity of evidence. You've heard arguments. And so for me to say, okay, members of the jury, start your deliberations at 4 o'clock after the day and then bump into mealtime, I don't think that's the ideal way to do it. I did indicate that we have time. This is one of the reasons that we slated the the necessary time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to come back at 9 tomorrow. We will, at that point, give you the instructions, and then you will be able to start your deliberations, you know, or I won't say early morning, but mid-morning, and have the, however long you need. So I'm sorry if I wasn't unable to stick to what I originally thought would be the way to proceed, but I'm satisfied this is the better way to do it. So apologize for any inconvenience. Thank you for your attention, your flexibility, your patience, your understanding. So you,
I'm wondering if they need to come back tomorrow.
the alternate, is that, yes, you know, again, I appreciate everybody's service, including the alternate service, and it could be, I certainly hoping not, but, you know, I've seen cases where an alternate is needed right up to the 11th hour. So if there's some special circumstance other than, you know, putting in the time and not being able to pursue some other important things, but I greatly appreciate your continued participation. So, folks, sorry, but we'll see you tomorrow, and I think
We appreciate it.
Okay, we're going. So for the record, that was the second alternate who inquired through the bailiff, and to me, did he need to come back tomorrow? And you heard what I informed him, that yes, you know, we just never know what could happen. So so now we, does everybody have the latest revised set of jury instructions?
I did provide Mr. Tucker a set, Judge, but I'm looking through them and they appear to be totally out of order, and I apologize to the court, Judge.
Well,
I know the
in
verdict,
all due respect, you know,
the verdict forms have been corrected.
well, did you need to go back to the drawing board? Did you need to look at these packets and get them in order? I mean, tell me what you want to do.
I would like to go back to the drawing board, Judge, and
Okay,
if you can just give me some time and Your Honor could come back out and I'll have a correction.
but you said we might need to do more corrections. Are there some we could do now that would save a third time? Or, I don't know. I mean, but we do have time, so we don't have to, you know, rush. So tell me, you're more familiar at this point with the state of the instructions than am I.
Judge, here's what I would request respectfully. If I have my notes, the problem is I left my notes here and the courtroom's locked, and I didn't get them until like 10 minutes I was supposed to be here. If you give me an hour to go back and incorporate the notes that I took from Your Honor this morning into what I have in front of me, I think I could come back with an accurate package, Judge.
Okay,
Judge, and one other, this morning you mentioned 2.7, is that accurate?
I already gave that.
Okay. I just wanted
That
to
was
make sure.
the closing argument
Okay,
instruction.
just wanted to make sure I don't.
Yeah, and we don't need that. That's just, that's the one I already gave about both the state of the defense have now rested their case. You will now hear, don't worry about that.
Very well, Judge.
Okay, so, so it's 2:19, so we're talking about 3:20, is that what?
That'd be fine, Judge, and I have my laptop, I can work on it from right here.
Any problem with that, Mr. Tucker?
No, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay. So this latest copy that I got here, this, I should ignore?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you believe that? They are a joke. Hold on. Just think if it was Tucker. Okay? Hold on. I gotta fix something here. Whoa. Shoot. So I don't know what they're gonna do now. I mean, hold on. What the- Okay, and I'm just gonna play this again, start over because I was only in the middle. They're talking about Captain Penny Phelps. She got taken off the case. Listen to her poor behavior on what she did in this case.
We're sitting on a job site.
Let's hold on, we can grab and talk right now. I want to do a lot of, get all that first.
Help out kids, you get an idea.
We'll see how that goes, but I'll let you know. Yeah, exactly, yep. I appreciate it, word is best.
Huh?
Word is best.
You can't, I have this message in my car.
You know, they set out for shot, while they're doing a homicide follow-up.
Is that going for Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
It was homicide calculation on Pennsylvania.
well, if.
One's not happy with David Smith.
Okay.
They were supposed to be coordinating and talking. One acknowledged that they were gonna sit at the job site where Roosevelt is and walk.
Yep.
Because Detroit was supposed to come to the job site. David Smith's team agreed that they would go look for him on Stock Island. And if either team found him, they would tell the other team. Zorro had no idea that David Smith had eyes on this guy. I said, well, pick it up with David Smith. That's not us. So they're gonna scoot from the job site and go to help them keep eyes on Detroit. But I think I'll get a hold of Lee Malone and see if he can hang in the area and then just be the traffic stop, so we don't have to worry about a road patrol person. And then David Smith and company can just go direct with Lee and let Lee take care of the traffic stop, and he's got every line of bullshit. So I'm just trying to get a phone number. Begin.
Meantime, man, we should start. Do we know what time we'll get? Was that how to play? As soon as we're ready, I'll call.
Otto also knows his thing. My grumpy old man, can I use you again today? Can I use you? What are you doing? It's one of rhetoric and stupid aspect at time sensitive stuff. Okay, you know the apartments that we were looking at on Second Avenue? For where, yep, David Smith and his team are down there, and Juan and his team are gonna go creeping in there. Our prime suspect, Detroit, the big black guy, is staying in one of those rooms that you can only get to from the back side of the warehouse. You can't access the rooms from the front. So it's on the back side of Second Avenue. What I want you to do is be a marked unit in that area, and when Detroit gets on his bike and wheels away from there, I want you to make a legitimate traffic stop for him right on the wrong side of the road or wheeling through a stop sign, and I want you to write him a ticket so I can get his phone number. By taking you a ticket. A handwritten ticket. Just do a handwritten ticket. You don't have a ticket book? Let's see. Go direct with the road patrol unit and get somebody. Oh, they're not gonna have a ticket book either. They're gonna have all the time. Well, let's do this. You hang out, make the traffic stop, and if you do have a legitimate traffic stop, we'll have a road patrol deputy come over and meet you, and then you can write the ticket with a road patrol deputy. I just need somebody that can be in the area fleet and not leave. Because I don't know when he's gonna move or if he's gonna move, but I gotta have a marked unit. And the Bearded Dwarfs and David Smith have been told to keep you in their sights in case the traffic stop goes badly, but to stay the hell away from the traffic stop. Because we don't want Detroit knowing that we know who he is. We want it to look like you're the grumpy old man, you have nothing better to do than, you white supremacist, you're messing with the black guy who's riding a bike. So we just want you to be.
He does cut his hair too, so he'll fit right into that.
There you go. I just want you to be the neo-Nazi that's picking on the black guy riding the bike. Get me a citizen's complaint. Give me a citizen's complaint if you have to. I'm going to call Zorro Wanlera, and then Fisher's going to call David Smith and let them know that you're going to be the traffic stop guy. Okay? He's gonna come out the backside, Lee, so I would stay on the backside so you can see him coming out on the Second Avenue. He's probably gonna head towards Tom Thumb if he goes anywhere, and just pick him up right on the wrong side of the road or rolling through a stop sign. And then make the traffic stop and then call for a marked unit. Make sure you get a thumbprint. And if he doesn't have ID, take a picture of him and then try to get a phone number. Okay? I'm gonna let him know you're there. All right, thanks, Lee. He's good. Let David Smith know that he's gonna be at Uptown Lawn.
David Smith has blocked that picture and won't allow me to go home.
Anymore.
Hey, Smith, that's what I'm going to.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's fair to target the sergeant. We didn't communicate with you, the rest of that.
You know what, that needs to happen more often.
Well, come squealing tomorrow. I'll resolve the argument. You won't like the way I resolve it. There's no.
I don't have anything yet.
Okay, Zorro, I talked to Lee Malone. He's gonna come in the area of the warehouse apartments there on Second Ave, and he's gonna hang out. So he's gonna be your readily available traffic stop guy. Okay, we're probably gonna be there for a while, but we just need to know who he is. And if it looks like it's gonna be an all-day thing and he's not gonna get on a bike or get in a car to go anywhere, then we'll drop back and punt. But for right now, let's hope he gets a little thirsty an hour after he races and then goes to Tom Thumb. Lee's gonna hang in the area with you. He will be your traffic stop guy. He knows just that, it's the white supremacist cop picking on the poor black guy that is riding a bike. And that he knows you're all in the area, but that you've been told to stay away from the traffic stop. Now, he is gonna have to call for a marked unit to come with a ticket book, because he doesn't have one, but it'll just be for road patrol drive and he will stop. And if it looks like it's, go ahead.
No worries, man, no worries.
Okay,
I did. Yep, absolutely. No, she did not, but I'll get
Okay.
it, don't worry about that.
good call.
You never know.
All right. All right, thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Hey, Rico's out of jail.
Chief.
Right. Hey, I wanna. That sounds good. And I'm gonna wanna get up, or I'm gonna have somebody get over to here in a little bit. I wanna show you some photographs. All right. That's perfect. Not a problem. I'll call you when I'm ready. All right, we got it.
breaking into your, looking for the knife he dropped.
How could that be if it's there while you think of it? I mean, how about it? We need that.
Okay, did you see what she did there? They were talking about Rory, aka Detroit, and she did this, having her officer say to act like a white Nazi pulling over a black man. So that was her racist comments. And I want to show you also, hold on. Guess what, Miss Barbara? The state at the last minute decided to change the jury instructions. Just think if that was Tucker, oh my God, he would have been ripped a new one. So nothing's going to happen until tomorrow. Crazy. All right, hold on, please. And as soon as I know more about April, I will be talking about that. But I did want to show this little clip here with Travis. I hope this is the right part. This is where the detectives have him look at the people walking in the CCTV. But this is where the police department says to him, the date is correct, but the time is not correct. Don't worry about that. Wouldn't that make a difference in the timeline? So you're going to hear the cop's words, not mine. Okay? Okay. Hold on. Let me speed this up here. Here we go.
Step one up here. Fernandez. Your body cam. I'm talking here. Judging from the time and the date that you see there, would you say that time is off actually? For the date and everything.
Okay, okay. Did you hear that? The time, hold on. Let's listen again, you guys. The time is off, but the date is right.
Your body cam. I'm talking here. Judging from the time and the date that you see there, would you say that time is off actually?
That time is off, actually.
For the date.
Look at the screen. That time is off, actually. Don't you think that's important? To me, it's important. Doesn't it do something with the timeline then, right? Their timeline? But I will find out what happened to April. So I showed you why Captain Penny Phelps is off the case. We already know Travis is a liar, but I thought this clip was important. How could CCTV be off? I don't get it. The time. Okay. This is it for now. So with that said, I'm going to go since nothing's going to happen today. I don't know what time they got to be here tomorrow. Did they say? I don't know. But if anything does happen, I'll come back.